If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, you can tell me you hate my videos, but the best way to do that is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott break up, and Gucci Mane is working with Gucci. Ralo says he's running to jail, and Sean Price's wife teams up with Duck Down for some dope action figures. Let's talk hip-hop. Alright, so, I don't usually talk about relationships and like YG with his girl and like, Travis Scott with his girl, but whatever, we talking about it today, right? And there's a reason and a point to this, right? But Travis Scott broke up with Kylie Jenner yesterday, they announced it, right? But the whole situation is that I guess apparently they've been broken up for like a month or so. It seems like they haven't been together since the premiere of Travis Scott's documentary that was on Netflix, right? Look, Mom, I Could Fly, right? Now, Kylie Jenner did post something about Travis Scott like on September 10th, but other than that, on her Instagram, she hasn't posted anything about him. Over the weekend, she was chilling with Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith for like a celebration with Justin Bieber and his girl, but Travis Scott was not there. It was only Kylie Jenner that was there, right? So it's kind of weird, but people are saying that they've broken up before, that they kind of off and on, that they go through a bunch of rough patches. I don't know if y'all remember, like back in March, a lot of people thought that Travis Scott was like cheating on Kylie Jenner, whatever like that, because there was like a photo of him hugged up with some girl on a balcony or whatever. But it turns out that that was all fake. That was like a social experiment by like these college kids, and that the dude that was on the balcony hugged up with that girl wasn't even Travis Scott, but he knew that he could look like Travis Scott from the side a little bit and the hairstyle, so he did that, right? But I don't know, man. I guess we'll see what happens. The whole situation is, though, and the reason why I'm even talking about relationship stuff when I rather much more just talk about hip-hop and hip-hop news is because I feel like all of this is orchestrated, right? So the whole thing is that Travis Scott is coming out with a new single on Friday called Highest in the Room, right? And so today is Wednesday, and all of a sudden you and your girl break up, right? Because Travis Scott needs to be in the blogs, he needs to be in the news, he needs to be in the media. So they start with this crazy story about how him and Kylie Jenner broke up, on Wednesday, only so that he can drop a single on Friday and everybody could be all over it, right? For all we know, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott are good and chilling, and they're like, okay, cool, here's what's the plan's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And come on, you coming from the Kardashian clan? Yeah. They're the inventors of crazy plans and things to go viral. I mean, this is from the same family that came out with the sex tape with Ray J, right? So we'll see what happens. Supposedly, Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott are broken up, but we'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, so that's Gucci Mane, yo, right? And this is crazy because Gucci Mane looks so different from like the way that he used to. I don't know if it's the beard. Well, I mean, I guess it's everything, right? It's the teeth, the beard, he's in shape now, all of that, right? So ever since Gucci Mane came out of jail, he's just been like a new person. And that's why a lot of people jokingly say like, oh, Gucci Mane is a clone and blah, 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 right? But it's good to see him doing good, right? Off the lean, off the drugs, and just chilling, right? But don't mess with Gucci because he's still a goon underneath all of that, right? But the whole situation is, right, that his name is Gucci Mane, right? He's been Gucci Mane since he first came out back 15 years ago, right? And I think I can remember, if I'm not mistaken, I was young, but I think I could remember that Gucci, the name brand, the clothing line, actually decided to try to make Gucci Mane change his name a little bit, right? Like, oh, you can't be called Gucci Mane because we're Gucci, right? And you're tarnishing our brand or whatever like that. But Gucci found a loophole in it because basically if you are making clothes and you want to call your clothes Gucci when there's already a clothing line out named Gucci, they won't let that happen. No, you can't, right? But if you are a rapper and it's music that you're coming out with, and then you call yourself Gucci Mane and you don't make clothes at all, just like this clothing brand doesn't make records at all, then both of y'all could be called Gucci, right? The whole situation is that I guess, fast forward, 15 years, and this is, post, blackface Gucci, everything was going crazy. T.I. was telling people to boycott. I still haven't seen T.I. wear Gucci, but a lot of other people have. Just this morning, DaBaby had Gucci from head to toe on his Breakfast Club interview, but Gucci Mane seems to be now working with Gucci, right? And you know what? I can't be mad at Gucci Mane. A young black, well, he's not young, but a black man getting his money. Get your motherfucking money, Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? Work with these motherfuckers and get that check. You know what I'm saying? And it's actually cool because now you're starting to see him be like endorsed by a lot of like luxury brands and things like that. And Gucci Mane has been way overdue to get some kind of deal with Gucci. He's getting his just due right now. He's getting like everything that he deserves right now, and I'm happy to just see like Gucci Mane being good and doing good and being that legend that he is. You feel me? So I ain't mad at this at all, man. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
Walk through the jail like I want to now, nigga. I run this shit. I rented it. It's mine, bitch. Free my motherfucking bro, nigga. Fam, cool. Rent the jail, rent the whole jail. I always wanted to know.
We always figured it'll be a way out of that motherfucking control.
Daddy, what? We control the motherfucking control. We control the streets, the control booth, all that shit, bitch. Fam, go! Yeah, bitch.
Alright, Joe, so this is crazy, right? That's Ralo. And you see him walking around. First of all, he's locked up in jail, right? He's in a federal jail. And he's walking around with a cell phone, which is crazy because how'd you get a cell phone in there? He's by himself, it looks like. And he's like, yeah, I run the jail, right? I rented it. And you could see like some dudes like behind the wall banging on the plexiglass like, yo. Ralo's like, free the boys. But he's locked up, talking about free my boys. He's like, yo, I rented out the whole jail. Well, not the whole jail, but I guess a section of a jail. Then the next clip shows like him and a couple of his homeboys, and they look like they're like in an office or something, but like an office that's in the jail. And it seems like it's only them, right? So I don't know if he really rented it out, if he just happened to be like cleaning up, and then, I got a phone and we cleaning up this part of the jail and nobody's around right now, so let me take a quick selfie, bop, bop, bop. You know what I'm saying? But this whole thing is crazy, man. And it looks like Ralo is like really in good spirits. So Ralo's been locked up for, I would say, like the past almost like a year now, right? He got locked up around the same time that 6ix9ine did, right? And the whole situation, right, is that, well, no, he got locked up like in April, so maybe like 6 months ago, right? But the whole situation is December 2017, there were 3 vans that left an airport and the police pulled those vans over because they thought it was suspicious, right? And then when they searched the vans, they found like a bunch of packages wrapped in like Christmas wrap and stuff like that looks like Christmas presents, right? But it turns out it was $1 million worth of weed, right? And it was 520 pounds of the weed, right? And then one of the vans was registered to Ralo's name, in his name, right? And then the very next day, Ralo goes on Instagram and he says, hey, ever lost $1 million in one day in one shot? And that's crazy because that's coming off of me losing $300,000 a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? So the feds kind of started looking at Ralo at that time because one of the vans was registered in your name. 2, you go on Instagram talking about how you just lost $1 million, and the police know that they just seized $1 million worth of weed, marijuana, right? So they were watching him. So Ralo is on like a private jet. He's flying to California. This is in April, right? And then he flies back from California in that same private jet, right? So when that private jet landed, the police or the FBI were waiting for him to land already. And they were like, okay, now let's search this, right? So him and 9 other people, they had them, stand on the side while they searched the plane, and they found $2 million worth of weed coming back from California in the private jet, and they arrested everybody, right? So they picked up Ralo and like 9 other people, right? So Ralo's been locked up up ever since then. He was trying to get out in May, and he was going to be granted bail, at least to be able to go home like on house arrest. But then somebody from his team started telling on him, and then they denied all that, right? A couple weeks after he got arrested in April, they decided to, you know, do a whole raid on his apartment complex, because Ralo actually owns an apartment complex in Atlanta, and, you know, he has all his cars there. He had a yellow Lamborghini that the FBI seized, and they basically went into everybody's apartment and arrested a bunch of people. They released them the next day, but they did arrest those people, and it's messed up, because if they have a warrant to raid the whole apartment complex, if you just chilling in the crib smoking a little bit of weed or something like that, now you getting arrested, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Ralo seems to be in good spirits, though. He seems to be doing good. He looks good. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He's just walking around the jail, chilling. He got a whole cell phone. He was on Instagram yesterday. So, you know, I guess he's doing fine, but we'll see what happens. And every time I see like a report or something like that, they say, you know, Ralo is coming home. Ralo is coming home. But we do not know whether or not Ralo's coming home yet. But it seems like he pled not guilty, and that's the whole thing, right? As long as you do not talk to the feds and confess and tell them what's going on, they got to do their job, and they probably won't be able to convict you, and you'll probably be home. So Ralo is going to stick it out, and he's not talking to the feds. He ain't telling them nothing. So, you know, hopefully he'll be home. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments.
I got Ralo again?
Yes.
Keep stuck in the jam. Why you wanna fuck with me, fam? I'm trying to live the square life. You wanna fuck with my plan? Under a bus, fucker, I throw you under a van. Throw the van in reverse, then I do it again. Grand Theft Auto, the man with the sket also. 2 turntables, a tech that'll touch torsos P. Niggas thinking that the family sweet. Run up on Ruck and get beat with hands and feet, nigga. Kimbo slicing the slice of Jim Kelly. Then go poppin' and empty your thin belly. Fuck being humble, I'm better than everybody. Melancholy niggas get hit with the heavy shotty. Young fuckers don't know how the rules go. Young pups can't fuck with a Cujo. You bark better than you bite. Yeah, I bark, but I'm better when I fight. P.
Yes.
All right, so that was legendary rapper Sean Price, right? And for y'all that don't know Sean Price, dead nice, dope, spitter, lyrical. He's from like the 90s. He was down with Helter Skelter and the Boot Camp Clique, right? And he's from Brooklyn, so y'all know, right? And he died a couple years ago, maybe like 4 years ago now, right? And he died, like nobody really knows why he died. I mean, people know, but they just didn't release it to the public, right? So the reason why, you know, they say he died in his sleep and he died peacefully, right? We don't know if it was an overdose, if it was a heart attack, if it was bad health or anything like that. We don't know, right? But anyway, the whole situation is that Sean Price's wife linked up with Duck Down Music, and basically they started coming out with like all these figurines, right? Well, they didn't come out with the figurines yet. This is just a prototype, right? And they're showing it, and they're gonna be premiering it at Comic-Con, right? So this is actually pretty dope, because you see like they have Sean Price there. Well, there's 2 of them so far, right? There's one where he's like standing on the gorilla in a concrete jungle, holding the microphone in his hand, just looking like, yeah, Sean P, right? And then there's another one where like he's screaming like, ah, and his hand is like morphing. It looks like almost like a gray Hulk or something like that. Like he's getting his powers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so fire, right? So for the new Comic-Con that's gonna be here in New York, in just a couple of weeks, they're gonna have like a prototype at a booth, and they're gonna be showing this and all that. Like, I don't know what they plan on doing with this. If they're gonna release like the action figures, if they're going to like start maybe thinking about doing a cartoon for Sean Price or something like that. But this will be dope. And I know like if Sean Price was alive, he would fucking like love this, right? He'd be like, yo, this is dope. This is hard. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we'll see what happens with that. Let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.